Power English.
Welcome to the show.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kristen Joe.
And I'm Cameron Word.
We would like to let everyone know that on Fridays, every week on Fridays,
Yes.
we have a live program.
Yeah.
And you can see us on YouTube. It streams live. And it's called Evening Special.
Yes. So it is a show that is on every evening on EBS.
Yeah.
But the day that we do
Yes.
is Friday.
I know. I pretended like it was just one day, but there are other days.
Yeah, if you want to see the other English teachers here at EBS, definitely go watch every day.
Yeah.
But we especially recommend
Fridays.
Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we have we sing.
We do. We sing.
We have what's called 불코너.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like 노래,
코인 노래방.
코인 노래방. So you can hear us sing, be silly, and if you like more of this kind of conversation back and forth, you can get a lot of that on the live show.
Yeah. And you can win prizes. We have quizzes.
Coffee coupon.
You can get coffee. You can get donuts. You can get chicken breast.
Chicken breast.
닭가슴살.
Yeah. Lots of yummy stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So our food dialogue topic is winter soups.
Yes.
Okay, so, in the winter, I think our body just goes towards something warm and kind of cozy.
Yeah.
Filling, right? My go-to meal. All right. So our go-to, G-O and then hyphen T-O. So go-to person or go-to thing. What does this mean?
So this is something that you go to often. It's something you either trust for something. So if it's a go-to meal, it's a meal you always eat.
Yeah.
Because you know what it's going to taste like.
Right.
It's dependable. It's reliable.
Right.
And you really enjoy it.
Okay. All right. So the next expression is pair, P-A-I-R, A with B.
Yeah.
And so when we speak with food, about food, this is kind of a fancy way of saying what?
It's saying that two things go together. In Korean, you do hear wine pairing, those types of things, right?
Right. That's right. Okay. To have something on hand.
It's available. It is there to be used if you need it.
Okay. Very good. Let's go ahead and listen to our food dialogue.
What smells so good in here, Bethany?
I'm making a few different soups. It's my go-to meal for cold and gloomy weather.
Can soup really be an entire meal? I always think of it as a side dish.
Most of my winter soups are very hearty, so they will make you feel full. But you can always pair it with bread or a salad.
It sounds like something that's good to have on hand, especially if someone visits unexpectedly.
Like you, for example.
Okay, here we go. Mason says, what smells so good in here, Bethany?
Bethany responds with, I'm making a few different soups. It's my go-to meal for cold and gloomy weather.
Okay, so soups are my go-to meal. So if something is your go-to meal, what does this mean?
It is the thing you get often. You eat it often.
Yeah.
Often because you trust it.
Yeah.
You know it will give you exactly what you want.
Right. And maybe it's also easy to make.
It's easy to make.
It could be.
Or you're not worried about it being bad.
Right.
Right?
Because you've either
it will
taste good.
Yeah, you know it'll taste good, or
Yeah.
you've made it a bunch of times.
Yeah.
So it's something you return to regularly.
Okay. All right. So if you say soups are my go-to meal, or steak and potatoes are my go-to meal, it kind of gives the feeling that this is kind of a safe thing that I normally eat.
Yes.
Like to eat. Okay. Mason says, can soup really be an entire meal? I always think of it as a side dish. Right. Because when we order a steak, for example, in Korea, you go to the family restaurant, you order a steak. You get a soup and salad or bread.
Right.
Right? It's kind of a side thing, not a full thing.
Right.
Yeah.
In Western food culture,
Yeah.
or maybe just American food culture, soup does feel more like a side instead of the main dish.
Right.
Whereas like you can get like a kimchi jjigae, and that's like the main meal.
Main meal, right?
That's the main food item.
Oftentimes in America, you have often this choice, like soup and half a sandwich, or soup and salad.
Yeah.
It kind of goes together.
But see, for me, if you get soup and salad, I'm like, are you on a diet? That doesn't seem like enough food.
That's right. Not for Cameron.
Yeah, well, soup and sandwich is like, I hope it's a big sandwich.
Well, this is very popular in LA.
Right, yeah.
Okay. All right. So Bethany says most of my winter soups are very hearty, so they will make you feel full, but you can always pair it with bread or a salad. Here's a really important word. Hearty. It's spelled H-E-A-R-T-Y, so it's hearty, like as in heart.
Yes.
Right? But with a Y. But of course, we like to change the T into a D, so it's hearty.
Yeah.
Okay, tell us this word.
So hearty is often used for foods like soup, where it could be a really thin type of food, and some soup is very thin.
Yeah.
But a hearty soup is a soup that is very filling.
Okay.
You eat it, and there are lots of things inside of it.
Right. Right.
Like, it's not just the broth, it's not just the liquid, but there's going to be like chunks of meat,
Yeah, I
big
mean,
chunks of vegetables.
my go-to soup for this winter has been chicken soup,
Ah,
American style.
like a hearty
A
chicken
hearty
soup.
chicken soup.
Lots
so
of
like,
stuff in it.
Right. So like, you've got carrots, you've got celery, you've got onions, you've got mushrooms. Like, it's a hearty soup.
There's a lot in it. Like, a Korean example would be like 감자탕 is a very hearty soup.
Yeah, 육개장.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So all of you can tell, like, it's not just like, 된장찌개. That's more of a jjigae.
Yeah.
Right.
It depends on how much you have inside.
Right.
But you really think like thick and
Lots of stuff.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's hearty. This is a good word. And we often use this word to describe food. Like, oh, that was a hearty meal. Or that was a hearty dinner or a hearty soup.
Yes.
Meaning it was very filling.
Right. But you wouldn't use it necessarily for things that are always hearty. Like, you don't say hearty steak.
No.
Because a steak is always like it's meat, right?
That's right.
But for example, you could say like hearty bread. If it's like a thick,
Like a German bread.
like a German style bread.
right.
But if it's like white sandwich bread,
No, that's
not a hearty bread.
No, I like that. Okay, you can always pair it with bread or a salad. So if you want to make your soup, dinner hearty, like you think, soup is not hearty, but you can pair it with bread or salad.
yes, it means you can eat it along with, eat it together with.
Yes, that's right. And what does Mason say?
It sounds like something that's good to have on hand, especially if someone visits unexpectedly.
Okay, our power pattern today is, it sounds like something.
Yes.
What does this mean?
Sounds like something. You're just using it when you want to comment on what, in this case, Bethany has just said, when you're saying, oh, this is the conclusion I'm making.
Yeah.
The new information I received,
Yeah.
this is the conclusion or decision that I'm making from that new that new information.
And the conclusion that Mason is making is that, it's good to have on hand, especially if someone visits unexpectedly. So that's a good idea. It's good to have some soup available.
Yes.
On hand.
Yes. On hand means you have it if you need it.
Yeah.
So these will be things in your cabinets or your pantry
Right.
that you don't eat every day.
Yeah.
But in case you need it,
Yeah.
you have it on hand.
So I tell you, everyone, and I had some of my friends taste my chicken soup, and they love it. If you like the Korean samgyetang, it's not the same, but it's just as hearty,
Yeah.
and the broth is very good.
Sounds tasty.
I know. And then if you want, you can put some noodles in there.
Yeah, chicken
Pasta.
noodle soup.
Chicken noodle soup.
Chicken noodle soup.
Oh, yeah.
Ah.
And with some, like, bread and
Yeah. And maybe
French
take
butter.
some crackers and crumble the crackers into the soup.
There
Ah.
you go. Okay. Winter soup. Okay, let's listen to that one more time.
What smells so good in here, Bethany?
I'm making a few different soups. It's my go-to meal for cold and gloomy weather.
Can soup really be an entire meal? I always think of it as a side dish.
Most of my winter soups are very hearty, so they will make you feel full. But you can always pair it with bread or a salad.
It sounds like something that's good to have on hand, especially if someone visits unexpectedly.
Like you, for example.
All right, let's take a look at Power Note.
Okay, go-to thing or person. So that means that, okay, you can depend on this
Yes.
for whatever reason, okay? You can trust it. You
Yes.
can depend on it. It's going to make it work for you. Okay, who do you call when you have a serious problem?
Seriously? You're always my go-to in case of an emergency.
Yeah, you can have a go-to person.
Yeah.
Like, if you have a big problem, you're going to call that person.
Yes.
Okay. John is the team's go-to pitcher when they play against the Ravens.
The team always uses this pitcher when they're playing this baseball team because he's good at, he's good against them.
Right. The reason why that person or thing is your go-to person or thing is because you can trust them.
Yes.
They're reliable. If it's a thing, it's like, it's going to work.
Right.
It's going to be delicious. It's like, the results.
Right. So we do often use this like in our dialogue with food. Like if you want to say this is my go-to dish, maybe you're really good at cooking something.
Yeah.
So if you're going to have friends over, you always do that.
Right.
Or maybe you are out at a restaurant and, should I eat A? Should I eat B? I don't know.
Yeah.
If it's your go-to dish, it's like something you always order.
Yeah.
Like in a Western setting, spaghetti.
Yeah.
Spaghetti's hard to get wrong.
That's
Let's be
true.
honest.
Yeah.
So if you don't know what to order at a restaurant,
Always get spaghetti.
could be your go-to dish.
That's right. Or
Yeah.
maybe possibly a hamburger.
Yeah, a hamburger or
Right,
something like that.
right.
Yeah. Or maybe, let's say you're out late at night with your friends. You might have a go-to drink.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what cocktail is good here.
Yeah.
But I can get a gin and tonic. That's my go-to drink.
My go-to drink was margarita. Always. Because I didn't know much about cocktails.
You didn't know, so it's like, I'll just order that.
And then I went back, years later, and it was like mojito was the big thing.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's tasty. That was like my go-to cocktail.
Yeah.
Right.
So these go-tos are, if they're food and drink related, it's the thing you always order because it's never going to be bad.
Okay. All right. Pair something with something. So pair A with B.
Yes.
To put two things together because they go well together. What kind of wine would you drink with this meal?
I would pair a Cabernet with steak and potatoes.
Yeah. I don't know the world of wine, but when I hear people talk about wine, they're like, oh, I heard wine and popcorn really go well together. It's like a great pairing. I'm like, really? How do they come up with that? But, wine and certain cheeses,
Yeah.
that's a good pairing. They pair it with a certain kind of cheese.
Right, yeah. I think if you're interested in that sort of thing, it gets the pairings get really complicated.
It's, yes.
Yeah.
It's serious. I would never pair a denim shirt with denim jeans.
Really?
This used to be
Like
how people thought,
Yeah.
but actually I've seen this pairing
Right.
quite often, actually.
Yeah, the all denim looks.
Denim look. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, you can use this in fashion when you're talking about, I wouldn't pair that tie with that shirt.
Yeah.
Or I would pair that tie with that shirt.
Right.
Something like that. Or you can also do this with people.
Oh.
Like, let's say, like a movie casting.
Yeah.
Pair actor A with actress
actors
B
B. Yeah.
for it to be the romantic the leads, like
yeah,
the characters
right.
in the play or the whatever.
Right.
Yeah, you can pair people with other people.
Sure. So food, like in this context, of course, we're talking about food.
Yes.
But yes, it's putting two things together that are complementary.
Yeah, you're trying to
Yeah.
make both of them better with
Yes.
the pairing.
Right.
So in this case, the pairing with, it's not 1 + 1 = 2.
Yeah.
It's 1 + 1 = 3.
3.
If that makes sense.
Yes.
That is your goal.
You
when
want
you're-
it more.
You want it more than it would be individually.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. On hand is our last expression, available at your disposal. So it's like right there. You can access it. It's right there for you.
Yes.
Ouch. I cut myself. Do you have a Band-Aid?
I always have some on hand in the kitchen drawer.
Yeah.
Mm.
I always have pain relievers on hand.
Ah.
Sometimes I get a migraine.
Uh-huh.
I also have like food digestive, like if I eat something just in case and it doesn't sit well or I have a problem digesting it, I have something for that as well.
Just always in your purse,
It's right here.
in your
You see?
handbag.
I've got
I
two,
see it.
I've
Yeah.
got two things here.
Yeah.
Always.
Just in case.
Okay. I keep an extra toothbrush on hand in case someone stays overnight.
Oh. Yeah, that's right.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay,
You
on
always
hand.
have that extra toothbrush on hand.
And of course, not only that, Cameron and Kristen have several pens, colored pens on hand wherever they go.
Yeah, we have too many pens in our bags, just in case.
Yeah.
We need them. They
Okay.
are available.
That's right. We can't live without it.
Yeah.
Okay, power pattern. It sounds like something.
You're hearing something and you're making a conclusion or you're making a guess. Where did it come from?
Where did it come from?
Who said that?
All right.
Yeah.
It sounds like something your brother would say. Okay.
Those words, similar to how your brother talks.
Right.
It sounds like something we used to do when we were kids.
Uh-huh.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Huh.
Oh,
That sounds like something
right.
we used to do as
Right,
kids.
right. I really like our power vocabulary word, HEARTY, hearty.
Yeah.
So when we talk about food, it means like food that fills you up. You know, it's nice.
Yeah.
Makes you feel full
Very, very thick.
and satisfying.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's thank our sponsor.
한국토익위원회에서 취업가